The Colorado Department of Transportation is responsible for over 23,000 lane miles of state highways and 3,450 state highway system bridges. In addition, CDOT keeps over 35 mountain passes open year-round, maintains 20 tunnels, and monitors and controls 278 avalanche paths and 750 rockfall sites. Today, 52% of Colorado's highways are in poor condition. If we continue on our current path, 69% of our highways will be in poor condition in the next 10 years. Moreover, much of Colorado's interstate system is over 50 years old. To sustain the current conditions we have on our highways, we need about $157 million per year. We know that in our rural areas of the state, adding shoulders and passing lanes and making other improvements like more aggressive rockfall mitigation would save lives and improve travel time reliability. We think we're about $100 million short to accomplish the things we need to in rural Colorado. Our bridge situation is much better, and while we still have over 100 bridges on our system in poor condition, thanks to FASTER, about 94% of all bridges across the state are in good or fair condition. So how much money does CDOT have for Colorado's roads? Our primary source of revenue is the state and federal gas tax. CDOT also receives a small portion of motor vehicle registration fees, including FASTER, which are deposited into the Highway Users Tax Fund, or the HUTF. For fiscal year 2013, CDOT has a $1.2 billion budget. This seems like a lot of money, and it is. However, because the cost of maintaining our system is so high, much of CDOT's budget is dedicated to maintaining the existing transportation system. Over the last 5 years, the economy hit transportation hard too. In fact, in 2007, we had a $1.6 billion budget. We're now down to $1.2 billion in 2013, about a 25% reduction. While CDOT's costs have been rising, our main funding source, the state and federal gas tax, has been stagnant. Colorado's state gas tax has been a flat 22 cents per gallon since 1991. Remember, that's the source of revenue that goes via the HUTF to city streets and county roads as well. At the federal level, the 18.4-cent federal gas tax has not increased since 1993. And then there's a matter of inflation. Because gas tax revenues are dependent upon number of gallons sold and not the sale price, when gas prices increase, the amount of tax paid remains the same. So while gas prices keep going up, funding for roads through the gas tax has not. Adjusted for inflation, we get about 40 cents on the dollar compared to 1991. The increase in alternative fuel and high miles per gallon vehicles has led to the decline in gallons of gas purchased, which results in decreased transportation funding. We're expecting this trend to continue with more fuel-efficient vehicles on the horizon. Over the last 20 years, our population has increased by 53%, and the vehicle miles traveled on our highways has increased by 57%. Yet we've only been able to increase our highway capacity by 2% over that time. These trends, combined with the strong likelihood that we won't see federal revenue increasing in the future, means it's going to be up to Colorado to solve our own transportation problems. The need for additional revenue is clear, and there's a few ideas that have been discussed. These include indexing the gas tax, raising the gas tax, or doing both. A 10-cent gas tax increase, indexed to inflation, would raise about $275 million for CDOT state highways, and also $183 million for city and county roads. State sales tax has also been discussed. A half-cent increase in that would raise about $400 million statewide. A safe and high-quality transportation system isn't just important to transportation engineers. Transportation is the thread that connects so much of what is important about Colorado. Certainly, the quality of our transportation system is apparent when you hit a pothole on your way to work or you get stuck in traffic on the way home. But it is so much more than that. Did you know a 1% decline in tourism in our mountain resort region equates to an annual business loss of $25 million? In fact, a 1-hour closure of I-70 costs $800,000 in lost economic growth. In our cities, we know that our infrastructure is important to bringing and keeping good-paying jobs in Colorado, and it's critical to our rural areas as well. We employ over 100,000 Coloradans in agribusiness and generate $16 billion in sales. Road construction is also a job creator. Every $1.5 million invested equates to 10.5 direct jobs and dozens of indirect jobs. The bottom line is that 2.6 million people travel more than 76 million miles on Colorado highways each day. Transportation matters.